Hi, hi everybody.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How's everyone doing today?
Fine.
Uh, we are good. Apart from a lot of raining here.
Raining. Okay. Is
Yeah.
it is it in the rainy season now? Is this difficult to have so much rain now?
Now it's the raining season.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it rain that it changes daily life? Do streets get flooded, or what does it look like in Dakar?
Yeah.
Do the streets get flooded there?
Yeah.
Do you get flooding in the streets?
I don't get you, Arun.
Do your streets get flooded?
About my laptop?
No. Do you get flooding in your streets? Was my question.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Like
Okay.
we can't even like move around.
Ah, really? Okay. That's
Yeah.
good during COVID-19. It's the best way to keep people home.
Oh, yeah. Like the raining season, it's like some people don't even like it because we have too much water.
Mm-hmm. But it's good for the farmers.
Yeah, yeah. For farmers, it's good.
Yeah. Okay, so it seems
and
like
and
people are
when
able
it's
to
raining
join
most
now.
of the time, there is blackout.
It seems like this automatic joining thing is working better. I don't know what's changed, but that's great. So why don't we go ahead and get started? So good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is good. Not too many announcements today. I am not able to run this code to do these automatic. Who's going to talk next? So we'll find another solution. Yeah, so we're coming towards the end of the week. Week one has been lots of learning from our side. Hopefully, it's been instructive, and a lot of people are picking up what needs to be done on their sides as well. So our submissions, we received everyone's interim submissions, or the majority of people's interim submissions. Everyone who submitted should have gotten feedback by now. And I think that overall the report formats were very well done. There was a small number of people who submitted something that probably didn't. About 30% of people's submissions, I would say, missed the point. And for each of those people, you've gotten feedback on what a suggested format should look like. I would encourage each of you to to speak to some of your colleagues, reach out to me, look at the provided comments, to think about what the report format should look like. But overall, some of it was really well done. Actually, the majority was well done, and it was good to see that. Yeah, it's not just the analysis, but the present back will be clear. So, due the reports and the weekly challenge submission will be due on Sunday at 6 p.m. GMT. By the end of day today, we will be providing a submission mechanism, how to submit, and looking at making sure that I know during the interim submission, there's some questions on what exactly should be submitted and making sure that that is crystal clear. So we'll be doing that by end of day today, and that'll be due by Sunday. And just to recap, what we were looking for is that the weekly challenges really should be providing all of you with an exercise so that you can pick up all of the different techniques and to do so in a way which is not only simulates what it would look like in the real world, but will also be providing or encouraging you to have a portfolio ready submission. So that's in terms of the end of this week. Um, it is our first week, and we will want to. Our goal during the pre-training assessment week was to figure out who is the best fit for the program. Our goal now is to drag everyone along and make sure that everyone who completes the program is job ready. And so we'll need to figure out what to do with, there will be some people who have gaps in their knowledge or who might need some additional support in different areas. And so that's an area that we'll have to be working with each of you next week to figure out how best to do that. So next week, also thank you to the whole community for agreeing that we bring our Ethiopian colleagues along with us. And so we'll be doing that next week. So today we'll also be publishing a schedule for what that looks like. So next week will be slightly more relaxed. Somebody had made a suggestion, and I think it's a great suggestion, that we pair up people from different countries with some of the applicants so that it's clear who's supporting who. So we'll be publishing that today, along with a couple of tasks, and it will be more. Next week will be a couple of different things, helping people to catch up, making sure the dev environments are ready. There will be a blogging task, there'll be an additional Twitter task, and it'll be helping out selecting the right or the best candidates from Ethiopia. So that's what next week looks like. I had another point or two. And no, actually, those are the only points from my side. Yeah, so those are the updates in terms of the schedule. Today we have our usual schedule. There has been a number of people who have asked for more clarity on exactly what is due, when is it due, and we've been trying to, as I'm saying this, I see somebody asking on Slack, is the stand-up meeting going? So the schedule, we should be getting to a very regular schedule. Our communication of what the schedule looks like, we are working to make that more clear. So by today, the website should be updated. By next week, Slack will have changed a little bit. We'll have a read-only Slack, our read-only announcements channel. So that'll be one place just to push announcements out. So we are working on that. Yeah, those are the only sort of announcements from my side. Other than I'm going to be away on Monday and Tuesday next week, and yeah, so I won't be around. But other than that, I will be around after that. In terms of actually the last announcement is in terms of the first leaderboard update. We expect that to happen probably mid next week. So we want to make sure that we have enough time to mark things well. As I won't be around on Monday and Tuesday, it'll probably take me at least a full day to mark all of the reports. I think it's important for me to give everyone feedback, especially that we're at the start. And given that so many people did such a good job, making sure that we work towards going from some people doing a good job to everyone being able to do a great job if they're so motivated. So our first leaderboard update probably won't be out until Thursday next week. That'll give us enough time to mark all of that. And after that, we should be able to get to, if submissions are happening on Sunday, I would hope that by every Tuesday, I'm not going to promise, but I would hope that by every Tuesday, we'll be able to publish updates to the leaderboard. So those are updates from my side. Anyone else from the team? Sebastian, Mustafa?
Yeah, pretty much that's it. I don't have anything from my side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as well, the same as me. So I think I don't have anything from my side apart from
Sebastian?
just the next week, as you mentioned, Aaron, the next week. So we are looking forward to get like the schedule and to like start working on it with the learners.
Yeah. And I think next week, so our goal is to make it every week a little bit more clear, a little bit more predictable. We're doing the same with the next weekly challenge. We're working to add more details to that. I think it'll be fun. I wish I had the time to do it myself to learn along with you guys, because my data science skills themselves are weak. Okay, so why don't we keep it relatively short today, because I think everyone is busy. Why don't we just 5 people who want to just share how they're doing? Why don't you just put a quick message in chat, and then we'll just take the first 5 people who want to respond. So if you want to take part in the stand-up and just share how you're doing, just send a quick message in the chat, and we'll take the first 5 people. Silence. Does anyone want to speak?
Oh, of course, I'd like to speak.
Okay, thanks, Lowell. Okay, so we have Lowell, we have Temilade.
Okay, all right.
Salif
Hello,
was grown
good morning, everyone.
200% since Monday. So this
Hello,
person doesn't
everyone.
fit on the screen. Okay, so go ahead, Lowell.
Yeah. So, well, yesterday was quite interesting. So, the day before, I was struggling with getting data from Twitter. I mean, that was the first time I'll be doing something as intense as that. So, checked all resources online, it was seeming complex. So I reverted back to the Slack channel. So going through the help guys have posted, I was able to find my feet, and I saw the exact documentation to check on 2P, and it was quite user friendly. I was able to navigate my way. So from there, I mean, I was really impressed yesterday what I was able to do. I was able to extract some follow accounts, stuff like that, and seeing that okay, now my skill can now actually be used to do something that is impactful. So I feel that's a good development, and I look forward to much of it. Thank you very much to the O10 Academy team.
That's why you were listening to African Giant yesterday, then.
What I say?
That's why you were listening to African Giant, because you started
Exactly, yeah.
extracting. All right. Who's next? Tamilade?
Hi, good morning. Um, just like everybody has said, and everybody will say, it has really been a great experience so far, and I've grown like compared to how I was in terms of my data science skills like some few weeks ago. And one thing that I think was really relevant to this growth was the pre-assessment we had last week. It really got me on my toes. And, while looking at the Slack group here, I realized that there was a consensus to conclusion that next week we could use next week to revise all we have done so far to also allow the Ethiopians to catch up. So I really like that because I feel that I still have a lot of catching up to do personally. So that would be like a great opportunity for me. And one thing that also helped is how everybody on the group work as a team. And when you have a problem, you just put the problem on the group page and you have like two, three persons trying to attend to you and trying to send you the right document. Honestly, this is like one of the best virtual school or class I have ever attended. The resources and the teamwork and everything. It has really been amazing. Thank you to every member of 10 Academy team. I really appreciate this and I can't wait to um, finish everything up and tell the whole world what 10 Academy has done as regards to my data science skill growth. Thank you.
All right.
Just to add,
Salifu? Yeah.
yeah. Coming from Timmy, that 10 Academy is the best virtual class she has attended. Like, it's a lot because she has attended a lot of virtual classes. She's a friend, so I just wanted to add that part.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lawal.
All right. So, well, I think it's you guys. It's great to see from our side that you guys are working hard to pick up the skills because it could have also been that people are just not interested in putting the work in. So it's great to see that everyone's engaged. Salifu? Salifu, we can't hear you if you're speaking. Okay. Let's go to Olashore Tie Sunimi. TJ. Sorry.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right.
Can you tell us how to say your name properly for the
Okay,
non-initiated? Say it again.
TJ Sunmi, like it's a Yoruba name. TJ Sunmi. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, well, the I would say like it has been great since Monday. Then that Wednesday when we had to submit an interim solution, it was really a lot because I had to try to like submit it before the 7 o'clock. I tried to rush it, but I would say it's been interesting. Though sometimes I miss some of the stand-up sections, some of the like sections by 11 to by 9:30 because probably I'm trying to work on the assignment overnight and I sleep off. But it's been wonderful so far, and for the new challenge that's been given, at least I've been able to like I know what exactly it's all about now. I've asked questions, so I know what I'm driving at. Then the section Yababel did yesterday, too, was very very helpful in understanding what it's all about. So I would say I'm progressing. I'm moving forward. Yes, I'm getting closer and closer to the end of the whole task, and I'm learning a lot. And like Lawal and Temilade has said, 10 Academy is one of the best classes I've attended. Actually, this is one of my first online classes, and it's very, very wonderful. The Slack channel is great. So everybody's committing their time, and I feel so grateful. And even seeing my report yesterday for what I submitted on Wednesday, the report for the presentation, I was so shocked because we just submitted it yesterday on the Wednesday, and we're getting it back on Thursday. Like I was like, wow, like it came really, really early. But I'm just happy to see the president and everyone, like the leaders of this team, putting so much into it, giving their time. So it's encouraging for me on my own part to continue and to put in my own time and put in my efforts. So yeah, it's been great. It's been great. It's been great. It's been great. Thank you very much, Ten Academy. So yeah, thank you.
No, that's great. I mean, we from our side, we're happy that everyone's enthusiastic. If you have suggestions to make it better, don't hesitate. The point of the stand up is more to focus on what your weekly challenges and what are some of the challenges that you're facing. One of the things that we think that we're going to do in future is that to put out the weekly challenge, the next week's challenge, probably on a Sunday, and then to schedule a session, probably third or maybe an open-ended session, just to discuss and make sure that everybody is aware of what the challenge actually is. So probably to put it out there and then 12 hours later to have an open session to discuss it in detail. So that's what we hope to do in future, because understanding what is the problem about and making sure that everything is explicit and clear is important. So we would not do that next week, but for the new week 2, where we have the next weekly challenge, we'll be doing that. Anyone else want to speak?
Ayubila from Ghana.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, so I think I'm happy so far. And like I wrote earlier, I've grown like 200% since Monday. And just because of the challenge and all the resources we have to read. So it has really helped me, and I'm so excited. So one thing that's really difficult to cope with is the amount of material we have to read. Let's say if someone shares something on the Slack channel, then you have to go check that. You end up opening so many tabs, and you have to read them. Sometimes you miss reading some of them and all of that. So if sometimes you don't find them, and then like they are lost in the many messages we have. So if you really get the read channel, I think that's going to be very helpful. So that if you need something, just go back there. It's not going to be crowded, and we can find information easily. So yeah, apart from that, I think I'm doing well with the challenge so far. Though I'm not at the level I wanted to be at, but what I've learned alone is enough for me. So I know I'm going to catch up when I'm going to finish. So yeah.
So it raises a good point. I think it's a point that's been brought up a couple of times, how to actually find information. And I think that I'm sure there's a technological solution to do that, where posting in Slack is fine, but if we can put together almost like a Wikipedia where people can upvote or downvote to say that this is useful or this is not useful. So maybe that's something we can actually put onto our agenda as a community for next week, so that for each weekly challenge, and eventually this could become a resource or a toolkit that you could use as you go on in your data science careers. So if you want to look back and get a refresher on how to use, I don't know, Twitter mining or using advanced Python or visualization, that could be useful as well. So it's just an idea. I'll talk to Oswald and maybe he'll loop back to you guys on how best to do that next week. So Anastasia wanted to speak.
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, so I'm Anastasia Kiro. I'm from Kenya. And what I'd like to say is at the beginning of the week, I must say I was so scared. I didn't know if I would make it this week. I just went through the challenge and I really didn't know how to do it. But then when they said we needed to submit some deliverables on Wednesday, that woke me up. And I went through it and I decided, I saw that, okay, so I really need to focus on this thing. And I've been trying to do something. It was quite challenging at the beginning, but after going through Slack, going through so many materials, it's starting to make sense now. So the only challenge that I have at the moment is on the question of getting the 5 unique hashtags from top 10 retweets. I was wondering how do I get specific retweets? Because the way I understood that question is getting the specific retweets, not the number of retweets. So I was trying to understand, am I getting the top 10 tweets, and how do I know that these are the top 10 tweets? Or am I just trying to find out the influencers with the most number of retweets, the top 10 of them? So that's the challenge I'm currently working on. I hope I'll be able to figure out how to answer that question by the end of the day so that I can put it into code.
So Anastasia, I think it would be great if you could post that question onto Slack and use the hashtag that Yababa had proposed to make sure that we can answer that explicitly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Maybe a question to the group, and we can put a poll onto Slack, but we decided this week, instead of quizzes, to do we did one quiz and then one interim solution. How did that work for everyone? So if you have any responses, people can just put it in the Slack chat. That would be great. But we're trying to figure out, not for next week we'll do it a bit differently, but for the revised week 2, which will happen in about 10 days. We thought that the interim solution was useful, and as Anastasia mentioned, that just to make sure people are staying on track. Some people, as far as the reporting go, it was useful to be able to give feedback to make sure that they were on track, but it would be good to hear from people just in the week 1 channel, if rather quizzes or rather interim solutions, and if interim solutions is 1 okay, should we go for 2? Just your ideas on that or your feedback on that. And any last people want to stand up? Wamuyu, do you want to speak?
Yeah, so first, in regard to what you just said about the interim solution, I think yeah, it's a definite go, because like Anastasia just mentioned, you get shocked, like you start working towards your weekly task early enough so that you're not doing last minute at the end of Sunday. You're aware there is work that needs to be done and the quality of work that needs to be submitted. So far so good. Still working on mine. Yesterday was a really good challenge. It was a really good session for the career session. That was really, really enlightening. And yesterday was a bit high-paced and intense, but yeah, I'm glad to be catching up, and I'm looking forward to next week to having now the Ethiopians on board. Yeah.
Okay. Evander, you wanted to say something, and then we'll go to Polishore.
Hi, good morning. And please, I wanted to find out if yesterday's sessions were uploaded onto the YouTube channel.
They should be. Please reach out to Prosper to check, but we have been uploading them. Yeah, it should be. If not, then please check with the Prosper. They'll be uploaded.
All right, thank you.
Polishore?
Okay, good morning, man. What I wanted to add about the interim solution is that because the deadline, I think the thing was released on Tuesday, or maybe I think Monday, or I think it was Tuesday that we're going to submit a solution. So I think the notice was kind of short, because I planned, okay, that I'm going to work like this maybe before Sunday. So maybe for next time, maybe it should be having said together on the challenge, when you release the week challenge, they're going to be submitting a solution. So it would help us to plan ourselves. And for the quiz, I think it's really a nice idea, because I think the interim solution and the challenge is, I think I prefer it to like the quiz. I don't know. So I think that's just my suggestion. Thank you very much.
So point very well taken. I think the deliverables for the week, they should be announced in an ideal world at the start of the week, and then we freeze those and don't change. Point well taken. Okay. Anyone else? Last chance to contribute. Otherwise, all right. Everyone, have a super day. Thank you. And looking forward to some good music on the music channel. Sebastian, hopefully you can compose a week 1 ode to 10 Academy week 1.
All right.
All right.
All right. Bye.